Okay, so here we are live with another Masters Universe Origins unboxing, and this is the Turtles of Grayskull Hordak. He's pretty cool looking. I'm looking forward to opening this guy up. It says on the back, while that peon Skeletor pouted over He-Man, Hordak plotted from afar. He gained a valuable new minion in Skeletor and used him to infiltrate Snake Mountain. When the time is right, Hordak will strike, and all of Eternia will be his. And we got a really nice piece of artwork on the back with Hordak battling against Splinter with, the power of King Grayskull, so Splinter Skull, as they like to refer to him as, and some kind of machine in the background that I'm sure has a nefarious purpose. I like the artwork on this one. Like I'm pretty sure they're all the same artist, but some of these you can really see like a Neil Adams kind of influence to it, which I love Neil Adams. So we got the rest of the figures in this wave in the cross cell artwork on the back. We've got Hordak, we've got Stealth Ninja He-Man, we've got Stealth Ninja Leonardo, which I have, and he's going to be coming up shortly. And April O'Neil, which I know I bought, but I can't find what I did with her. I seem to have misplaced her somewhere. So hopefully I can run across her soon, because I would like to have her in time to open her up while I'm opening these up and not later on. Do we still have this stupid share your referral link thing on here? I want to get rid of it. Uh, well, it's just gonna be there, isn't it? So yeah, hopefully it won't be too hard for me to read any comments that I might get while nobody's watching right now, so like I might not get any comments. I might get this done before anybody can actually show up. That happens sometimes. So anyway, let's go ahead and open them up. It does say fit ooze blast into cannon, but it's green, which makes me think it's actually slime and not ooze. But they combine the slime together with the ooze. They combine the ooze together with the slime. It's doing all kinds of crazy stuff. But since it is green, you could pretend that it is just the same slime that normally goes into the slime pit. It doesn't necessarily have to be a Ninja Turtle crossover figure if you don't want it to. You could just use it as another cool variant on Hordak. So he's got these wings, which I really like. They're kind of biomechanical looking. We'll get into those in a minute. There is the Ooze Blast. We'll set that aside. And then Hordak himself. So let's go ahead and get him out of the package. Wherever I left my X-Acto knife. And he does look to have the same boots that Hordak usually has, only this time they're in like a gunmetal gray color rather than black. And he looks to be having a blue skin tone rather than the gray that the toy version of Hordak has. And also his head is different. I'll point that out. Is rather than the vintage style head like the regular Hordak figure has and the Buzzsaw Hordak that I have, he has a head that's separate from the cowl, which that's good because that gives you some customizing options. It's a bit more similar to how they did it with the Masterverse figure, but you can see that with this one, the cowl is permanently attached. Well, no, it's not permanently attached; it comes off. So it might even be the same mold, actually. Now that I look at it, I'm pretty sure it's the same mold as the Masterverse version. Well, no, it's not exactly the same because it does come down a little bit lower at the back, probably to make it more flush with that torso. But it does look to be based on the same sculpt, even though it's not identical. So that's interesting. It looks like, yeah, this piece does come off on this one. It's so tight on there that I thought it was permanent. But we'll go ahead and set it aside. It's been a while since I messed with that one. And his head is not the same head as this one, by the way. I don't think it is anyway. Yeah, because he's got a little bit more of a Billy Idol kind of thing going on with this one. See, this one, the expression is more symmetrical. But the head sculpts are very similar, but they're not identical. And he's got like a little bit more of a squint. His eyes are a little bit more wide open. But we can pop his head off and pop off the cowl, and then this piece of armor looks like it just kind of clips over the top. It doesn't have any straps or anything. It just kind of tensions on there. And then there's a separate belt piece, which that piece should be removable. So let's go ahead and take that off. And underneath, we see that he's just got these standard He-Man trunks. They didn't even paint the belt. Usually Hordak has a silver belt, but I guess they figured there wasn't much point in this since we were doing a separate belt piece anyway. And like I said, the whole body is molded in this kind of dark blue plastic. It's not the same exact shade of blue that the animated Hordak has, but it is kind of similar to the Masterverse shade of blue. So if you like the Masterverse figure and you want like an Origins version of it, well, here you go. It's basically what this is. So anyway, let's and then on his right hand, he has the ooze cannon, which does seem to be molded onto the forearm, so you can't really twist that around at all. But I don't know if you would necessarily want to anyway. It's it's going to be pointed forward no matter what. All right, so let's go ahead and get him all put together. Put the breastplate back onto him, and then the cowl goes over this way. And the cowl does kind of overlap with the breastplate, but it doesn't really attach to it. So if you want to have them like without the breastplate for whatever reason, but still have them with the cowl, it all fits together. Anyway, so pop the head back on. And he's a cool looking Hordak. Like I said, different from the vintage version, but that's fine. This is, I think, how like his head was always kind of intended to be portrayed, being separate from that cowl. But they probably just made it one piece with the cowl on the vintage version just to save on molding costs. But nowadays, it's probably actually cheaper to do the cowl as a separate piece and then have the head as a separate piece. And then you can reuse the head or the cowl or whatever you want to do. So, and he doesn't really have anything in terms of accessories as far as weapons, but I guess they figure that's enough of a weapon, him just having this big cannon on his hand. And like I said, it's supposed to be an ooze cannon, but you could really pretend it's anything you want to. It could be a laser cannon. It could be a weapon that shoots gas. It can be whatever. So, and then he's got these wings that go on the back here. And they look like they've got some good articulation to them. And I believe these will be the same wings that we will see on the Turtles of Grayskull Ninjor, whenever we can get that guy. I think some people might have him already, but I haven't seen him yet. But yeah, the wings look really cool. And let's go ahead and put the ooze in here. By the way, I didn't talk about the comic book, but it is a comic book that we've already read. It's He-Man in a Half Shell. And I believe I read that one with Stealth Ninja He-Man. So if you want to see me read that comic book, go on back and check that one out. So anyway, that's what he looks like when he's all geared up with his ooze blast and his wings, and he's nice and imposing looking. I think this is a really cool Hordak figure. And if you want one, like I said, that's more in line with the Filmation version of Hordak, this is a good one to have. Of course, they've got a cartoon collection Hordak now, so that's the one that's exactly the cartoon version. But if you want one that has like a little more vintage toy style detailing to it, this is a good one to have. And I like the way they did his breastplate, and I like the wings, and he's just a cool Hordak in general. Like I said, he's one of those where, like, if you don't necessarily want or care about the Ninja Turtle crossover aspect of it, he still just works as like a cool Hordak figure. And him having the ooze cannon, could just be a regular slime cannon if you wanted to. Or you could, like I said, pretend like it's a laser blast or something like that. Really, whatever you want to do. So let's go ahead and take the blast effect off of it for now. And I'm going to take off these wings too. But first, before I do that, the wings are articulated, like I said, in the back. So obviously those move all the way around back here. They're on like a little peg. And then the wings itself has an articulation in there that moves back and forth about that far. So the wings are cool. I like the wings. Let's go ahead and take them off, though, so we can talk about the articulation on the basic figure. Now, a lot of times Hordak comes with a cape. This one does not, because he has wings instead. But let's go ahead and talk about the articulation. So the arms, in theory, should rotate all the way around, but they're going to bump into this breastplate, like where the shoulder pieces are. So they're not really going to move all the way around that well. You can see it actually made his head pop off. Uh, oh, please don't be one of these things where like I have to dig around for the head and don't find it. Oh, it fell on the desk actually. Something hit my foot. It must have been something on my desk got knocked off, and then that hit my foot. So be careful of that. Be careful of his head popping off. Now the arms can raise up to the sides about that far, but again, they're going to kind of bump into this shoulder piece. Unfortunately, that's just going to be something you're going to have to deal with this figure. Okay, where was I? The head does rotate in theory all the way around, but again, it's going to kind of bump into the cowl a little bit, but I can get it to rotate all the way around, so that's fine. Tilts kind of quizzically from side to side. Turns all the way around to the waist. Of course, like I pointed out, this figure comes apart like a standard Origins figure does. Hordak can kick up about that far, not really that far. It's kind of he's muscle bound. That's what's going to happen. Knee can bend about that far, and the knee joint rotates all the way around. Boot cut rotates all the way around. Foot points down about that far. Foot points up about that far, and then rotates at the ankle all the way around. So that is our Hordak. So he's a pretty cool figure. He's definitely worth picking up. Even like I said, if you're somebody who isn't really into the whole Ninja Turtles crossover and you're just more about, having your Masters of the Universe characters, this is a good version of Hordak. And I would definitely recommend him to anyone who is a fan of that character. And he is unique enough that I feel like he works as a variant of the character. But at the same time, I also kind of feel like this is close enough to the iconic look of Hordak that if this was the only Hordak figure you had, he's a pretty good one to be your one Hordak figure. Also, honestly, the main difference between this Hordak and kind of your standard iconic look of Hordak would be the breastplate, because you can see it's a little bit more of a shows off his abs a little bit, whereas the original Hordak, of course, had the full breastplate that covered his entire torso. So you could swap out this breastplate if you had one with an extra Hordak breastplate. I know I have one that came with Masters of the WWE Universe, Macho Man. He came with a Horde breastplate, just it had a white bat instead of a red one. So you just repaint the bat. There you go. Bob's your uncle. But if you've got an extra Hordak breastplate, you probably have an extra Hordak, and you don't really need this to be your main Hordak. So, whatever. This thing is still. How do I get it to go away? I just wanted to get it to go away. Now, see, what are we doing? I don't even know what this thing is. It's this thing that says, this thing that's got the referral link. And we'll see. Here we go. Lone Dragon said he was here, about a minute ago. I didn't see it because of the stupid referral link thing on here. And I'm just trying to get it to go away. It's covering up where my comments show up, so I can't really see what people are saying that well. It's very annoying. So anyway, Hordak's really cool. Definitely worth picking up. I would recommend it. But unfortunately, that's about the end of our show. Lone Dragon showed up too late. He, he's Bob's not really your uncle. Well, you don't know what my family tree is. He's just boning your. No, he's not. My mom's a widow right now. She's mourning, so maybe he's boning somebody else's mom, but not mine. She's she's got enough she's going through right now. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure you like and subscribe and all the fun YouTube stuff down below. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about Hordak, both the character in general and this figure specifically. And do you agree with me that this could be like a good figure just to be your standard Hordak if you don't have one already, or maybe even to replace the original one if you like them that well? See, now I got 3 people watching the show, and I'm just just about done. So, but you can go back and rewatch the replay. That's fine. I'll be back next episode. We still got more Turtles of Grayskull to go over. Not only do I have Splinter and the boys themselves, and if I can ever find the April O'Neil figure, then I've got her to open up. If I can find what I did with her, because she should be around here somewhere. But this guy will probably be the next episode, or these guys. Two Bobsteady. Yeah, both of these guys combined together into one figure. Bebop and Rocksteady, the two-headed mutant monstrosity. So yeah, I can't do it all again because he's already out of the package. Like, see, it's not even doing the thing now where like now I have to do this. I have to click on this and then click on it again to show it on the stage. Is that what I have to do? Too lazy to click replay? Well, you're just gonna miss out, man. It's that's just how it be. So I don't know. I don't like this share your referral link. See, I can tap it and it'll just post the referral link, but it's in my way. Is that I can't read the comments. And ironically enough, it's me suggesting that you use StreamYard, which normally I would say use StreamYard. StreamYard's pretty good, except for this damn thing that all of a sudden is a factor now, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Put it back in the package and unbox it again. You realize that's a whole lot more work than just clicking replay. Like that does not have any advantage for me whatsoever. So, but yeah, next episode we'll be open up to Bop Steady. I've been looking forward to this one. I actually got an extra one of these because when I went by Target on my way home from work, when I worked late, that means till 8 o'clock in the morning for me. I ran by a Target and they had these marked down to $7. Now I got this first one for like $15. So I already got them on clearance, but now I have a second one to do some customizing work with. So we'll get on that eventually. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. We will talk to you next time. Bye.